Hey Hyperspinners, today I'm going to showcase the computer nested wheel. Let's go.
Computers. Choose from a vast collection of computer systems or just play modern PC games here. Loading. Hold on, starting. Good to have you back, retro gamer. Up up down down left right. Games for Windows was a brand owned by Microsoft and introduced in 2006 to coincide with the release of Windows Vista and Windows 7. The brand represents a standardized technical certification program and online service for Windows games, bringing a measure of regulation to the PC game market in much the same way that console manufacturers regulate their platforms. The branding program is open to both first-party and third-party publishers. Microsoft M.S-DOS. Short for Microsoft Disk Operating System, is an operating system for x86-based personal computers developed by Microsoft. It was the most commonly used member of the DOS family of operating systems, and was the main operating system for IBM PC-compatible personal computers during the 1980s to the mid-1990s, until it was gradually superseded by operating systems offering a graphical user interface, in particular by various generations of the Microsoft Windows operating system. ScumVM. Play classic old-school point-and-click adventure games. VTech Create eVision. The video technology Create eVision was a hybrid computer and video game console introduced by LIFELIKE in 1981. The hybrid unit was similar in concept to computers such as the APF Imagination Machine, the older Video Brain family computer, and to a lesser extent the Intellivision game console and Coleco Atom computer, all of which anticipated the trend of video game consoles becoming more like low-end computers. The Create eVision was distributed in many European countries, in South Africa, in Israel under the EduCat 2002 name, as well as in Australia under the Dick Smith Wizard name. Other names for the system include the Funvision Computer Video Game System, Hanimex Ramesses, and VZ2000. All Create eVision and similar clones were designed for use with PAL standard television sets, except the Japanese Create eVision, which was NTSC and is nowadays much sought after by collectors. The Create eVision console sported an 8-bit Rockwell 6502 CPU at a speed of 2 MHz, 1 KB of RAM and 16 KB of video RAM, and had a graphics resolution of 256 x 192 with 16 colors and 32 sprites. The console had two integrated joystick/membrane keypad controllers which, when set in a special compartment on top of the console, could be used as a computer keyboard. The Create eVision had interfaces for a cassette player, an extra rubber keyboard, floppy disk drive, parallel I/O interface, modem, Centronics printer, and one memory expansion module for use with the basic language cartridge. The Create eVision was discontinued in late 1985/early 1986. A computer was produced by VTech in 1984 to 1986, based on Create eVision hardware and compatible with most of the games, Laser 2001, which sold in Europe and Australia. Sinclair ZX Spectrum. The ZX Spectrum is an 8-bit personal home computer released in the United Kingdom in 1982 by Sinclair Research. It was manufactured in Dundee, Scotland, in the now closed Timex factory referred to during development as the ZX81 Color and ZX82. It was launched as the ZX Spectrum by Sinclair to highlight the machine's color display, compared with the black and white of its predecessor, the ZX81. The Spectrum was released as 8 different models, ranging from the entry-level with 16 KB RAM released in 1982 to the ZX Spectrum Plus 3 with 128 KB RAM and built-in floppy disk drive in 1987. Together they sold in excess of 5 million units worldwide. Commodore 64. The Commodore 64, commonly called C64, was an 8-bit home computer introduced in January 1982 by Commodore International. Volume production started in the spring of 1982, with machines being released onto the market in August at a price of $595. Preceded by the Commodore VIC-20 and Commodore PET, the C64 took its name from its 64 kilobytes of RAM, and had favorable sound and graphical specifications when compared to contemporary systems such as the Apple II, at a price that was well below the circa $1,200 demanded by Apple. During the C64's lifetime, sales totaled between 12.5 and 17 million units, making it the best-selling single personal computer model of all time. For a substantial period of time 1980, Microsoft MSX. MSX is the name of a standardized home computer architecture, first announced by Microsoft on June 16, 1983, and marketed by Kazuhiko Nishi, then Vice President at Microsoft Japan and Director at ASCII Corporation. Microsoft conceived the project as an attempt to create unified standards among various hardware makers of the period. They were popular mostly in Japan, and several other countries. It is difficult to estimate how many MSX computers were sold worldwide, but eventually 5 million MSX-based units were sold in Japan alone. Despite Microsoft's involvement, the MSX-based machines were seldom released in the United States. Philips VG5000. The VG5000 is a computer created by Philips in 1984. It was manufactured in Le Mans by Radio Technique and marketed under the Philips, Radiola, and Schneider brands. Atari S.T. The Atari ST is a line of home computers from Atari Corporation and the successor to the Atari 8-bit family. The initial ST model, the 520 ST, saw limited release in April-June 1985 and was widely available in July. The Atari ST is the first personal computer to come with a bitmapped color GUI, using a version of Digital Research's GEM released in February 1985. The 1040 ST, released in 1986, is the first personal computer to ship with a megabyte of RAM in the base configuration and also the first with a cost per kilobyte of less than $1. Sharp X68000. The X68000 is a home computer created by Sharp Corporation, first released in 1987, sold only in Japan. The first model features a 10 MHz Motorola 6800 CPU, 1 MB of RAM, and no hard drive. The last model was released in 1993 with a 25 MHz Motorola 68030 CPU, 4 MB of RAM, and optional 80 MB SCSI hard drive. RAM in these systems is expandable to 12 MB, though most games and applications do not require more than 2 MB. Microsoft MSX2. The MSX2 standard definition expands upon the MSX. Most of produced MSX2 machines have built-in for Europe at least one disk drive. Many MSX2 have its internal RAM extended with a memory mapper system. Fujitsu FM Towns. The FM Towns system is a Japanese PC variant, built by Fujitsu from February 1989 to the summer of 1997. It started as a proprietary PC variant intended for multimedia applications and PC games, but later became more compatible with regular PCs. In 1993, the FM Towns Mer I was released, a gaming console compatible with existing FM Towns games. Blissbox. My PC games.
All right, guys. That is my computer nested wheel. Stay tuned for future showcases.
Let's find your all-time favorite game.
And,
All.
we'll catch you next time.